Hi everyone, hope your summer holidays got off to a good start. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling lately like I managed with lockdown, it was okay, I got through it. And then now that actually things have gone a bit more back to normal, and the kids have been in school and normal life is beginning to resume somewhat. I'm now feeling like, oh my gosh, what on earth was that? How did we cope? And now I'm just feeling completely drained and like, I don't know, it's almost like a PTSD thing or something that we coped with it at the time. We had all this adrenaline, and now we're like, oh my gosh. So, in this week's Advent, Parshas Eikev, Moshe is still in the middle of his final speech to the Jewish people. And this is what he says to them. He says, you remember when we were in the midbar, in the wilderness, and you got really hungry? Hashem made us hungry. There was no food. So that we would ask him for food. And then he suddenly, lo and behold, produced this miracle food, the mon, that just fell from heaven and completely sustained us. And he says what is quite a well-known phrase, Ki lo al halechem levado yichyeh ha'adam. Man doesn't live on bread alone. Ki al kol motze pi Hashem yichyeh ha'adam. Actually, we live on whatever Hashem gives us. I think at the moment, like a lot of people have been very stressed about their finances, people have lost their jobs, and life's got very real in the last couple of years in terms of, illness and health and finances. And we're all very stressed out and very aware of it. And there's this sense of, how are we going to cope, or how are we going to get back on our feet? And this is what Moshe is saying to them. All of this it's a bit in your imagination. You think that your job is sustaining you, or you think your next promotion is going to do what it needs to do for you. But actually, all of this is up to Hashem anyway. He literally invented a made up food that sustained you. You don't need bread, you don't need meat, or, obviously, of course, we do, we're human beings. But really, we're just reliant on Hashem. And he carries on to say, you're going to think to yourself that my strength, that my hand did this work, that, me slogging all those hours in the office and putting in all the extra FaceTime so that my boss knows I'm there. We've all seen we can work from home. Your boss doesn't know if you're there or not, and you're still getting paid the same. So don't kid yourself that all those extra hours are worth it. Work on your work-life balance. Maybe you need to just invest a bit more time at home and in your family. We've seen that actually really works. And it's in our imaginations that all of this is up to us, all this strength is in our hands. And he carries on to say, it's Hashem who gives you the power and the strength to achieve what you achieve. We kid ourselves that it's all us, that it's all down to us, that our hard work is all paying off. And of course Hashem wants us to put in the effort and to work hard, and he's not going to produce miracles for us. But we do need to recognize really where things are coming from. And he goes on to say this. He says, all that Hashem asks for you, he says, Ma Hashem lekecha shoal meimach. All that he asks for you is that you keep the Torah and do the mitzvahs. Now, he says, actually, what Hashem does for us is not conditional on us doing that. He says, you know how many times you angered Hashem in the midbar? Literally, the second you finished receiving the Torah and saying Na'aseh v'nishma, that we're going to do and keep everything, you went and served a golden calf, and Hashem was so angry. And then we were just on the border of Israel, and we were about to go in, which was something that we'd all been desperate to do, and Hashem had promised us that he was going to take us in. And you sent spies, and you said it's a terrible land, and that you didn't want to go in, and you got scared, and Hashem was furious again. But despite all that, he still promises that he's going to do everything for us, that he's going to fight all our enemies, that he's going to give us the land, and that the land's going to produce for us. It's going to produce milk and honey. It's an amazing country. And all of this he's going to do for you regardless of what you do for him. He needs nothing from you. His special relationship with the Jewish people is completely independent of anything that we're doing. So then the question is obvious. Why do we need to do any of it then? Why should we keep the Torah and the mitzvahs if Hashem doesn't need us to do it, and what he does for us isn't conditional on us doing it? So why do it? So he carries on and he finishes off by saying, Latov lach. It's not for Hashem's benefit, it's for your good. Hashem's given us these mitzvahs and Torah as opportunities. We feel this sense of obligation, like Hashem wants us to do this and then he'll look after us. You know, if I only daven a bit more and I do a few more mitzvahs, then suddenly my life's going to transform. And of course we should do that. But why? Because the mitzvahs are good for us. They benefit us. The learning Torah is good for you. It feels good. It gives you an insight, a perspective that you wouldn't have otherwise. Keeping Shabbos, it feels good. You get family time. You spend time with your kids or with your parents or with your family, your friends, and you can feel the tangible benefits, even without all the added benefits that Hashem promises us as rewards for doing the mitzvahs. He gave us all of these things for our good. We're not doing it for him, we're doing it for us. So, you know, if you're doing it out of a sense of obligation or a sense of what other people might think if you don't do it, then just reassess, why are we actually doing it? What benefit does it do for you? How does it change your life? And you'll see you are reaping the benefits by all of those extra things that you do. And they make a huge difference to your day-to-day life, your weekly experience of what you do with your time. So have a good week and enjoy the rest of the holiday and a good Shabbos.